Dale Earnhardt Jr. just delivered the most severe public condemnation in NASCAR history. What he disclosed about Carson Hocevar's terrible Nashville crash has thoroughly exposed the 22-year-old's reckless path, one that could end his career before it even begins. The severe blowback began with Hocevar's scathing takedown of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in Stage 2 of the Cracker Barrel 400, sparking Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s candid response that rang throughout the NASCAR garage. Hocevar's reckless driving is on borrowed time. Well, I hear a guy that doesn't know that he ran into the back of somebody and wrecked them, Earnhardt Jr. claimed, in what can only be described as the most devastating takedown ever delivered on live television, completely destroying Hocevar's attempt to excuse his reckless driving. The occurrence that prompted Dale Jr.'s powerful warning was terrible. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. took a spin on turns 3 and 4 during lap 106. Carson Hocevar, known for his aggressive driving, made contact with Stenhouse, who lost control and crashed into the wall. What made this incident so harmful wasn't just the physical contact, it was Hocevar's complete lack of accountability afterward that pushed Dale Jr. over the limit and forced him to issue a public warning that might haunt the young driver for the rest of his career. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s assessment was scathing. "Hey, I'll call it like it is. I like Hocevar a lot. Kid's awesome. Ran second tonight. I like his attitude. I like his personality. And I like his style. But yeah, I think he could have cut the 47 a break, and he chose not to do that." This was not just criticism. This was a masterclass in professional disappointment from NASCAR royalty, who has seen enough irresponsible driving to know when someone is headed for trouble. The most harmful aspect of Dale Jr.'s warning was his projection of the implications for Hocevar. That's his way that he wants to race. He's not very apologetic about it. A lot of people are going to love that. A lot of people are going to love how he races and how he does his job. From what I saw tonight, I think he probably could have given Ricky an opportunity there and continued to race. And he'll have to hear that side from Ricky. It will be interesting to see how that plays out. The ominous tone of, "it will be interesting to see how that plays out," conveys the weight of someone who knows exactly what happens when NASCAR drivers cross certain lines. Dale Jr.'s warning implies that Hocevar is about to enter a world of peril that he is not prepared for. Carl Edwards added to the pylon with a damning evaluation that demonstrated how dangerous Hocevar's thinking has become. He sat up here in the pre-race and said, "Hey, I'm just going to be aggressive. No regrets. I'm going to go. I'm going to get it." And there you see it. And I talked about it a little bit, but there's a price, and it hurts. And I've been there, and it's not fun to be on the receiving end of what's coming. Edwards' warning is the voice of experience speaking to someone about to learn some difficult lessons regarding NASCAR garage politics and driver retaliation. But Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s most devastating blow came when he exposed the fundamental flaw in Hocevar's approach. "I just don't like it when he wrecks the good guy. I know Stenhouse has had his issues too, but you kind of got to pick and choose who your enemies are, and you can't just kind of blanket the garage, right?" This statement demonstrates the strategic folly of Hocevar's current strategy. By eliminating popular drivers like Stenhouse, he is not only making enemies, but the wrong enemies, at the worst possible time in his career. Dale Jr.'s final warning was perhaps the most ominous of all. "So I don't know that I want him to dial it off or dial it back, because it's great as a fan to see him in controversy. We need a little color, we need a little personality, and he brings tons of it. But the garage kind of will police it a little bit. To your point, nobody's really stepped to him just yet, but I think he might have messed with the wrong guy tonight." "Nobody stepped to him just yet" is NASCAR code for retaliation. And Dale Jr.'s warning that Hocevar may have messed with the wrong guy tonight indicates that the consequences may be immediate and harsh. What makes this scenario even more explosive is that Hocevar expressed no remorse for his behavior in a post-race interview with Prime Video. Hocevar claimed that was just a common move with how big of a run I had, and denied any wrongdoing. Carson Hocevar's inability to accept responsibility is precisely why Dale Jr. issued a public warning. His wild driving has been increasing all season, infuriating elite drivers such as Ross Chastain and Ryan Blaney. When a rookie driver continues to cross the line without acknowledging it, veterans step in to ensure that the message is heard clearly. Hocevar isn't just making odd blunders. His irresponsible attitude is gradually alienating the entire garage. and Dale Earnhardt Jr. FES warning marks the start of major consequences for such behavior. Dale Jr.'s admonition is especially heartbreaking because he is someone who wants Hocevar to succeed. I like what I see out of Hocevar as a fan and a broadcaster. It is entertaining. This is not a veteran attempting to destroy a young motorist. This is NASCAR royalty attempting to save someone from destroying themselves. Carson Hocevar's reckless driving is testing the boundaries, and NASCAR veterans are warning him. Dale Jr. comments, "I don't like it when he wrecks the good guy." And Carl Edwards warns there will be a painful price to pay. By refusing to pick his battles, Hocevar is making enemies all over the garage, and his no-regrets attitude shows he's ready for anarchy, even if it means losing everything. The fact that Hocevar finished second in the race strengthens Dale Jr.'s caution. This is not about a struggling driver acting out. It is about a talented driver destroying his own success with excessive hostility. Carson Hocevar's tough tactics have received more notice than his consecutive runner-up finishes. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has delivered a clear warning. Clean it up or face the consequences. Coming from a legend whose word carries weight, it's the 22-year-old's final chance to win respect before competitors or officials intervene. Hocevar's career is still in its early stages, and if he continues to irritate the garage, he risks losing everything. He's at a crossroads. Change now or face the repercussions, which could derail his rise. Take a look at this man. Hocevar drives around the corner. Oh man, he had the opportunity to give him a break there. Hocevar drove around the bend, and there was a clear opportunity. Carson Hocevar nearly won his first major race, but a single maneuver changed everything. Other drivers are outraged, and some believe he will be punched. What did he do to make everyone so angry? Carson Hocevar came close to making NASCAR Cup Series history at the 2025 Cracker Barrel 400 in Nashville. After starting 26th, he raced to second place, his greatest finish yet. However, rather than praising his grit and plan, the headlines were dominated by scandal. Hocevar's run in Nashville was an example of planned violence. As the laps ticked away, he climbed through the pack with surgical accuracy, aided by precise pit strategy and pure speed. When he executed a brave undercut during the final green flag pit stops, he jumped to second place, closing in on leader Ryan Blaney. The win was within grasp, but it slipped away just 2.88 seconds later due to lap traffic. A near miss, but a performance deserved applause. But applause was in short supply. Why? Because just before the last push, Hocevar made contact with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in Stage 2. A seemingly tiny tap from behind knocked Stenhouse into the wall, effectively ruining his day. It was the type of moment that distinguishes the seasoned from the reckless. For Hocevar, it sparked a firestorm. Stenhouse said, "I'd say it's not out of the norm from him, but I definitely wasn't expecting that at that point of the race. It's just a bummer for us." What's more curious is that Hocevar didn't seem to understand the gravity of his actions. He shrugged it off after the race, admitting he wasn't sure he even touched Stenhouse. For seasoned viewers and drivers, that denial said more than any replay. It was more than simply a racing event. It felt like a pattern. Felt like that was just a common move with how big of a run I had. But I didn't see it. I'm sure he'll want to talk about it. I'll talk about it. We'll look at the replay. But I mean, I have no idea until I see it. The incident was not unnoticed. Josh Berry, heated on the radio, fumed. Might finally see the number 77 get punched after that, referring to Hocevar's vehicle. The garage had not forgotten Stenhouse's infamous blow to Kyle Busch in 2024, and it appeared like Hocevar might be next in line. What's worse, this did not appear out of nowhere. Hocevar has been on the radar for a while. His outspoken, often reckless approach has made him a magnet for trouble.